Who is going to win on Saturday, and by how many points? It's time to beat the books. This is Locked On Big 12.
You are Locked On Big 12, your daily podcast on the Big 12 Conference, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome into Locked On Big 12. I'm Drake Toll from America's #1 Big 12 podcast. It's Locked On Big 12. Thank you for making this show your first listen every single day, and it's Thursday. That means to start your day, we will beat the books. Then tonight, the Big 12 squad gets together and gives you a rundown of all things last Saturday and this Saturday in America's #1 conference. If you hit subscribe, I get to keep my job, and I personally would like to keep my job. Without further ado, today's segment is brought to you by FanDuel, and we will give you money. Well, I won't give you money, but FanDuel will if you put money on these games and you get them correct alongside me. First, Utah minus 12.5 against Arizona. Lock it in. Not only will Utah win against Arizona, they will do it in absolutely thrashing fashion. Why? Because there's a vendetta here. Kyle Whittingham wants to beat the brakes off of Arizona because of what Arizona did to Utah last year. Arizona embarrassed the Utes, got up all over them, and this season, it's personal. Where does Utah not lose? Rice-Eccles Stadium. Who has the best defense, in my opinion, in the Big 12? That would be the Utah Utes. And so far this season, as dominant as they've been, maybe their most dominant statistic, they are 9th in the country on 3rd and 4th down defensively. The offense for Utah has just been okay. 47th in the nation in EPA rush, 56th in EPA dropback. However, Arizona's defense, not very good at the whole defense thing. They're 104th in the country on 3rd and 4th down success. That is how you say bad. Arizona, Utah, this game is predicted for Utah to win by 17 points on Saturday. Final score projection of 36-19 by CFBinsiders.com. Give me the Utes at 12.5. They'll win this by at least 18. Love the cover. I'm going to go Iowa State at Houston minus 13. Buy yourself the hook. It's at 13.5 on FanDuel as of right now. I like Iowa State. A lot of why I like Iowa State is because I don't like Houston. I mean, I think that Iowa State is a very good football team, but I also at the same time believe that Houston is not a very good football team. And for that, Iowa State's going to be fine. The offense of Iowa State, 29th in the country EPA rush, 34th EPA dropback, one of the most even offenses in the Big 12, and they're top 35 in both passing and running. And Houston's defense, while it's been okay against the pass analytically, is pretty darn bad against the rush. And when Abu Sama exists, give me Iowa State. Now, there's a bit of a worry here. 3rd and 4th down success rate. Iowa State's 84th in the country offensively. Houston's 38 defensively. But where we hopefully find a saving grace is the ability for Iowa State's defense to capitalize. They are 5th in the country against the pass, 32nd against the rush, balance on both sides of the ball. Give me Iowa State. They're playing at Houston, which won't have a very good crowd. They are as dilapidated as you can get. I don't believe there is a home field advantage right now based on how bad the Cougars are. I like Iowa State minus 13 at Houston. I do think the Cyclones end up winning again by 17, 18, if not more. Cincinnati and Texas Tech. Give me Texas Tech, the Red Raiders, at minus 3.5 at home. Again, I'm going with the analytics here, and the analytics love what Texas Tech brings into this game. I don't hate Brennan Sorsby. I really don't hate Corey Kiner. I overall don't hate Cincinnati. I still think they're a bottom half of the Big 12 team, and I don't know if Scott Satterfield is the long-term answer, but I'm going with Texas Tech here after the way I've seen them play the last 2 weeks and the way I saw them finish against Arizona State. In this game, again, collegefootballinsiders.com has Texas Tech winning by 9 points, covering that 3.5 far and away against 3-1 Cincinnati. One of the big things they point to, Texas Tech defensively, very good against the pass now, 12th in the country EPA against the dropback. Cincinnati is 43rd in the nation throwing the football. That's not bad, but when you're facing the 12th best defense, oof. rock hard place when it comes to the rushing defense of Texas Tech and the Cincinnati rushing offense. Both of those are fairly solid analytically. I like Texas Tech despite a discrepancy. Cincinnati's pretty good offensively on 3rd and 4th down. Texas Tech has not been very good at stopping opposing teams when they're in those situations. However, offensively, Texas Tech 23rd in the country at converting on 3rd and 4th down. That success rate is very solid. And the offense of Texas Tech has run the football really well, 25th in the country, thrown the football pretty well, 44th in the country. And the defense of Cincinnati from a passing standpoint, the passing defense has not been ample. Texas Tech wins. Baron Morton throws the ball. We saw him do it a couple of weeks ago. He does it again. Give me Texas Tech -3.5 at home. Again, big one at home. Later game against Cincinnati. Kansas hosts TCU. Death, taxes, and me picking Kansas as a lock of the week. I'm doing it again. And kind of like Iowa State. I like Iowa State. I don't like Kansas, but I really don't like TCU. And for Texas Christian University, things go awry this week. According to OddsShark's computer, Kansas should win this game by a final score of 31, make it 34-31. That's right around where I have this. I could see how you would like there's two not very good teams right now squaring off. But after I saw TCU give up a 66, at least Kansas was competitive on the road, had a double-digit lead, and could have gone and won that football game against West Virginia. TCU couldn't do anything. You could call the game kind of fluky because of defensive touchdowns or turnovers for TCU against SMU, but I just can't. I can't believe in TCU right now. I can't believe in Kansas, but I can't believe in TCU worse. Does that make sense? It doesn't make sense to me. I hope you've deduced what I mean by that. I'm not trusting either of these schools, but I trust TCU less than I trust Kansas. Give me the Jayhawks to cover at quasi-home. 34-30. The computer projects at 34-31. Somewhere in that range, I'm okay with. That would be the over at 59. Kansas wins this game. TCU's defense is not great. Not great. TCU's offense can't run the football at all. Just stop the pass. And even if you don't stop the pass, they can't run the ball. You still got a shot to win. I like Kansas. And then BYU minus, make it now. It's plus now. It's flipped. That's right. They're underdogs against Baylor. BYU plus 2.5 in Waco. And give me the BYU money line too. What are we doing? Truly. Who sat down and said, yeah, I just watched BYU beat the absolute crap out of Kansas State. I watched Baylor have some of the worst coaching malpractice that you will see in football. And I think that the Bears are going to win this week. According to College Football Insiders, which runs every major analytic there is, BYU has an 81% chance of victory. They're not walking into a hostile environment. It might not even be the road. There might be more BYU fans in Waco this week than Baylor fans. The projected score is 30 points for BYU, 18 points for Baylor. That feels right. 30-18. I don't hate. That is BYU winning by 12 points, and I'm with it. Baylor defensively against the run, 75th in the country. Baylor defensively against the pass, 52nd in the country. That is based on EPA. And BYU is running the football now, 32nd in the nation in EPA on the ground. That's good. Now, BYU offensively has struggled on 3rd and 4th down. BYU offensively has struggled almost across the board. That's not good. Early downs, BYU is also not very good. Their EPA is 100th in the nation. Baylor's defense, pretty good on late downs, 27th in the country, allowing 3rd and 4th down success rate of just 32.4%. But where Baylor has an advantage defensively on 3rd and 4th down, BYU has an advantage on every down with their defense. The Cougars, 25th in the country in 3rd and 4th down on D. Baylor, 79th on offense. On early downs, Baylor's 95th. Baylor is 113th in excel rate. Baylor's 81st running the football, 76th in the EPA drop back category. That's not good. BYU's 9th against the pass in the nation. That is good. That all, again, per College Football Insider. So if you're looking at analytics this week, which I always look at analytics before I bet, give me the BYU Cougars to beat the Baylor Bears and not just cover 2.5, but actually win outright. Give me the money line for BYU this week. I like those Cougs. Before we close, wear sunscreen if you go to the beach. Today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel is where I go to make all these bets. FanDuel's going to be like, hey, thanks for coming here for the Big 12 show, from the best bets thing. Thanks for being here, man. NFL fans can start the season with a big return on FanDuel as well, America's #1 sportsbook. When you get a hunch in the middle of a game, you can check out the latest stats, view live play-by-play, and so much more on the same page where you place your bets. You'll get started with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed when you place your first $5 bet at FanDuel.com. That is FanDuel.com. You go there today, and you will certainly be rewarded if you go and place a $5 bet with $200 in bonus bets guaranteed. That's FanDuel.com. Visit them today. This has been, it always will be, Bet Those. Today I feel good. This week, give me the Beast 12 parlay. That is $100 to win $2,150. $2,150. I love it. The Beast 12 parlay this week on Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single day. Dose Grande. Oh, Pete Souza from ESPN joins the show tomorrow. Dose Grande.